This is another Monarch Snapshot video. Flip over Concepts Lines app. Hello, I'm Jennifer Wenzel, a technology product specialist here at APH. And today I want to show you some features of the new Flip over Concept Lines app, which was recently released for the Monarch. That's the Flip over Concepts Lines app. So I'm at my Monarch main menu, and I'm going to use point and click this time to go to all applications. So I'm going to point to all applications and double tap my action button.
All main menu, all apps, Braille terminal.
And that went to all apps. And now I'm going to use F as in flip over.
Files,
which will first go to Files.
Flip over Concepts Lines.
And the next one will be Flip over Concepts Lines. So I'm going to use Enter to select it.
Flip over Concepts Lines.
And when this first comes up, you get this really neat screen that has the raised print and Braille that says Flip over Concepts Lines. Press Enter. So I'm going to press Enter to start the app.
Flip over Concepts Lines. Tutorial mode.
So this brings up a menu of choices, and first you have Tutorial mode, then you have Exploration mode, and then you have 2-panel line matching and 3-panel line matching. The tutorial mode will show you exactly how to use the app. So we're going to skip that for now because I'm going to be going over a lot of this, but it's something that you can refer to with a student or refer to if you forget what I've said and don't want to watch me again. The exploration mode gives you a chance to look at the different types of lines and get descriptions for them. So I'm going to go there first.
Exploration.
And when we go in there,
Explore complete patterns.
It tells me
Press
that
Enter to continue. Explore complete patterns.
So it tells you that you're going to explore complete patterns. Press Enter to continue.
Zigzag line.
And so the first thing, it gives you the name of it with speech, and it is the zigzag line. And you can also make that appear in Braille.
Flip over Concepts Lines. View pattern name.
By using a T. And you'll see that I had forgotten this command, and I used the context menu, which is also available. I use space plus M to go to that context menu to get the command. So now I'm going to go back out of there with space plus E.
Explore complete patterns.
And now I'm going to go back to exploring my patterns.
Flip over Concepts Lines. Explore complete patterns. Press zigzag line.
There we go. Now I have a zigzag line. Now I'm going to use the T.
Zigzag line. Okay.
And so it shows me in Braille that it says zigzag line, and it gives me an OK, and I can point and click on OK to select that.
Explore complete patterns.
Now I'm going to get a new pattern. I'm going to use my D-pad and go down.
Notch line.
And it gives me the notched line.
Thick bar.
Using my right D-pad, I get the thick bar.
Directional arrows.
And directional arrows. So that just gives you an idea of how the exploration mode is laid out. You can just explore the different patterns that are available. Now I'm going to exit that mode.
Flip over Concepts Lines.
And show you
Exploration mode.
The 2-panel line matching.
2-panel line matching.
I think that these patterns are great for beginning Braille readers to practice tracking and some tactile discrimination, and for older students to even practice some tactile literacy. And this is a fun way to do it with the 2-panel matching. It's a good place to start, and then the 3-panel matching is also very fun and a more advanced version of this. So we'll start with the 2-panel matching. We're going to use Enter to go in.
Follow the line on the left and match it with a line on the right. Press Enter to continue.
So
follow the line on the left and match it with a line on the right.
So speech is telling you what to do, and it's also there in Braille, and I'm going to push Enter. And now I have a line on the left, and I have a different line on the right. So I'm going to use my right D-pad arrows to change my pattern on the right. And I'm getting something, oh, and I think maybe these match. So now I'm going to hit enter. And you get this fun little sound that tells me I'm right. And I got a haptic that also told me I was right. And if I was in doubt, the other thing that tells me I'm right is now the line on the left has changed and it's a completely different line. So again, I use, and there is a gutter line, like two horizontal lines with a very small space in between that separates the two. So you definitely have a nice separation between those two lines. And so I can try to match this line, and I'm using my arrow. If I want to go up with my arrow, I can also do that because it will go back with a line. And I believe this matches, so I'm going to try it one more time. And I am correct. I have my fun little sound. So now I'll just show you really quickly what happens if I am wrong. Okay, I'm going to say that these are a match. Now on my left side, I have these sort of directional arrows, I think they're called. They're little, it almost looks like hash marks. Maybe they're not, maybe it's called hash marks. It looks like little hash marks, little tally marks. And on the right side, I have a very wavy pattern, but I'm going to say, I think they match. What will happen? I get some more haptics. I get kind of a different sound, and I'm left with the same pattern again. So I know I have to do it again. So this will keep going on um, over and over as long as the student is willing to match them and continue. And I'll just really quickly show you the three
Flip over
panel.
concepts
It's
lines.
very similar,
3-panel line matching.
but I want to show you
Match the
one
lines
thing.
across all 3 panels. Press enter to continue.
So
Match the lines across all 3 panels.
now I have a line on the left, and then I have that gutter line, and then I have a line in the middle, and then I have a gutter line and a line on the right, and I want them all to match. So I like to start by trying to move my middle line, and you do that with your left D-pad. So I'm going to change that middle line and try to match it to my other line. Not quite there, I don't think. I think this is now matching. Now I need to do my right line, so I'll try to move it with my right D-pad. And I think I have done it, so I'm going to try it and hit enter. I am wrong. The far right one I think is incorrect. So I'm going to move it and we'll try this. Oh, and I am wrong again. Let me quickly do this again. I am not doing well here as a student. But you get the idea of this concept. And the other problem that I was having is I was leaving my fingers on a little bit as it was refreshing. So that leads to issues because I get a slightly broken pattern. So now I believe I have a match. So let's see. And there we go. There's my sound, and I did it correctly. So make sure that when you're doing this, or when a student is doing this, that their hands are fully removed when they are moving their arrows with that pattern. This has been a Monarch Snapshot video from your friends at Humanware and APH.